What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Unposted podcast. Today is a very exciting day. This is like, I can't say that. Hold on.
She's about to tell y'all the real truth. No.
Paris is like my best friend. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very excited for this podcast because I just feel like it's going to flow.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have gone through a lot of phases in our life together in the last several years that we've seen each other like in the shits. So I was very excited to get you over here.
Yeah. I'm excited.
And actually record because we literally have these therapy talks.
Yeah.
Every time we get together.
When we're in the car.
Yes.
Anywhere.
We're like, I'm like, what the fuck? We need to fucking record this.
Yeah.
But for those of you that don't know, this is Paris Simone.
Hi, guys.
She is an artist, a music artist. Can you draw?
I paint sometimes.
Oh. Pops up painting. No,
Right.
just kidding. She's an artist, most talented singer I've ever encountered in my life.
That's crazy.
And also has a very large following on TikTok, social media, 2 point something million on TikTok.
Yeah, 2 million.
Which is like crazy. Whenever I was a kid, like people with 2 million followers were like, I would like bow down to you. If I were in high school, I'd be
dream.
like, Paris Simone, 2 million followers.
Yeah,
Like,
literally that was a dream for me in school. Like I used to just make funny videos before TikTok was a thing and like post it on
Vine.
Instagram.
Did you ever make a Vine?
I wasn't getting no traction on Vine for sure. I feel like I was really a kid when Vine was out, so I don't think I was that funny yet.
I was in high school. I remember, oh my gosh, if those videos ever surface, I would like delete everything. Delete me off the internet, like the stuff I was doing. But we were just kids.
Maybe it's a good thing TikTok is getting deleted because all like the really embarrassing TikToks.
Some stuff I go back even a couple years ago. I'm like, what
can't
the
watch
F
them.
was I doing?
Any of the innocently seduce them.
That's how I feel about my I did skits, serving skits on TikTok.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I didn't
they were
expect people to
funny.
see it.
Yeah.
So I would like wake up like I look like hi or something. And I remember posting it and I look back, I'm like, oh God.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Yeah, like I feel like it makes me scared to make videos now because I look back at those videos and I'm like, you're so cringy.
I know, it's cringe.
Like,
but I hate that word too.
But it wasn't at the time.
No, it wasn't.
Like people ate that shit up.
No,
but
it's
like now I'm just like
going forward, we're just always gonna this might be cringe and no, it's not. This might be cringe. This is not gonna be cringe. In like 5 years, we're like, oh, that podcast.
We're like, what the fuck was I wearing?
What
No.
are the colors? But anyway, I'm excited to have you here.
Yeah.
And we have our mango mimosa. Is it good?
It's really, really, really good actually.
Fun fact, I don't actually really like mango that much, but
Really? I love mango. I'm like, what? Cut the show. What?
But that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay, I feel like there's so much to talk about because we could literally talk about anything.
Yeah.
But I want to start with just you and like how you ended up in this industry. How did you find music?
Yeah.
Because I know that's like your biggest passion and why you post online.
Yeah.
Like you're a music artist. So what got you there?
So I always say I've been singing since I could talk. My family always tells me like literally as soon as you could talk, you were singing. And literally like twinkle twinkle. No. Like going crazy. Yeah. And like my mom didn't think I could sing. Like
really?
She didn't think I could sing. Yeah, she didn't believe in me.
Nikki.
She did not think I could sing.
Mama
and
Nikki.
my grandma knew I could sing. Like since I was a baby. Like she just loved me singing. She would always tell me to sing for her. She would tell my mom, my baby can sing. Like my baby can sing. And my mom would literally tell her like, don't tell her
I
that.
can see her.
Because she's going to grow up and think she could sing and go audition for like American Idol or something. And she's going to be looking stupid. Yeah, like.
Was the shit, honestly,
yeah,
growing up.
yeah.
I watched American Idol.
I love that show, literally. But and then one day I had my 7th birthday party and it was Hannah Montana themes because Miley Cyrus and my girl, like that is that.
Literally, this is like the Unposted podcast. Like it's the best of both worlds. It's like
literally,
literally you like on social media, but then the other world is like the real.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And like, yeah, I grew up watching Hannah Montana. I loved it. I wanted a Hannah Montana themed birthday party. Yeah. Like, that was the dream. And I got up and we had a karaoke machine. Hannah Montana was there. And then
oh wait, you had a Hannah Montana. Yeah. I had a Barney one time at my party.
Really?
Yeah, it's like a little. I was terrified.
That's so cute. Really?
Yeah, I hid behind my dad's leg. Like, was
like,
terrified.
What is that?
Yeah, literally.
Oh God. So I got up and I sang The Climb. Oh my. And that's when my mom like realized like I could sing like at my 7th birthday, and she was like,
"Do you have that on tape?"
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh my gosh.
I really don't think so. I wish, but.
It's a hard song to sing.
And I love it. It was just, that was like...
I tried to sing that song as a kid. I can sing, but I can't sing like you.
I'm good.
Like, those high notes, like, Paris knows, I'm like alto.
Yeah, she's
like,
a really
low.
good alto. Like, yeah.
Anything above, like, mid-range, I'm
rich, like, you know.
But the climb.
Yeah, the climb. You could make
climb,
it you.
I have to, like, it's a climb. Like,
right.
I'm sure you practice in your bedroom.
Yeah, I was probably always just singing. I feel like when I was a kid, I sang so much. Like, I was always singing. I was barely... I talk a lot, too, but, like, like, people would just tell me, like, bitch, shut up.
Yeah,
like always singing. Like
those kids that sing in the shower, like, nonstop.
Yeah, or just, like, walking through the house, and everybody's like, okay.
Like just mumbling under your breath. My sister sang growing up. She's actually really good. Anna is like a really good.
Really?
I'm like mad at her she didn't pursue singing because she's insane. Well, she grew up in dance and now she's a teacher. Cool. She went into like counseling.
Yeah.
She's like really good.
Yeah.
But she still works at like a dance studio. But she's so talented at singing, and I always say, "You gonna sing? You're never too late." She's so good. But
maybe one day she'll be like, I want to be a singer. Yeah. Like, it's never too late.
You'll be a mentor for her then. I'll connect you to and you
literally.
Can help.
I did pageants growing up. I feel like that. I did my first pageant when I was 3 months.
Old?
Apparently, yeah.
3 months what? 3 months old.
Yeah. Like
so I was in a baby pageant. My mom, and she'd take me up there and... What do they do at 3 months old? They just...
I don't even know. I have a trophy from it, but I don't remember what it says. But yeah, I was just...
So you started 3 months old.
3 months old.
And how long did you do the pageant world?
And then I did pageants up until I was like, I want to say 14.
So your whole life?
Yeah. And it was fun. I loved it.
Did you watch Toddlers and Tiaras?
I did. I would see stuff like that. But it wasn't anything like that. Like, it wasn't like a beauty pageant. It was just obviously you should look beautiful, but it was just it was really about like your personality. Like a talent.
Talent, but like, I know they have like the talent part, and then
I feel like it was
answer questions.
Yeah, we didn't even have talent. We did like a speech. We would go, we would present our dresses, do a speech.
Do your waves.
Yeah, do your waves. Answer like 3 questions, and then the process wasn't just the pageant. It wasn't just that day. We also had different parts that were the voters would vote towards the pageants before the pageant. So we would have like an interview with the judges, a personal interview, and we would go in and it would be like 7 people sitting there.
But it wasn't for the public.
It wasn't for the public, but it still counted towards the pageant.
Yeah.
Okay. And then like even when you're just there, like you're how much are you helping? Like how do you interact with the other girls? Like the directors are also looking
It was like
at all
you
of
have
that.
to be
a
full rounded human being, or
just a good person. Like, cuz I mean we're kids, so it's like we don't like really got our shit together, but like how do you treat people, and are you do you want this? You know, so everything is being like watched, like always. But I did pageants. Then I moved out of my hometown for a couple years, so I didn't do pageants out there. Moved back, and I did a Junior Miss City of. And I was the youngest contestant and the only contestant that hadn't ran that pageant before. The other girls had ran that pageant like multiple times.
So this is like your first time.
Yeah.
You won.
And I won. Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was like
it was crazy. Yeah. And I was the first Black Junior Miss City of.
Wow.
And then I ran, so that you run for one city, and then there's the entire like town,
and then you go up the rank, kind of like
like this is bigger. Like everyone.
It's like like regional, sectional, state, national kind of that kind of situation.
Yeah, kind of. So then I ran for the big pageant. and I won that one too. And it was like,
you're on a roll.
It was so fun. Like,
yeah.
I loved doing it. We got to go to parades and stuff like that. I was just working with girls all the time.
And you're a natural performer. I feel like part of that.
Yeah, it was so
felt
fun.
like a performer.
Yeah, I feel like my mom really helped me with that, because she's very animated, and she
totally,
like, she's the reason I was how I was on stage, because that's how we practiced it at home. She would write my speech. She writes the best speeches ever. It was like rhyming and just cute. It was perfect. Because you have to know how to write a speech. Right. Like, it has to be cute and ditzy, but also talk about the topic.
Okay, question.
And, like,
do you think those speeches and different stuff like that kind of played into how you began, like, songwriting?
No.
No?
No. I don't think so.
I was thinking, I was like, do you get your songwriting
I feel like
talent from
your
mama?
Yeah, no, I can't give her that one. I can't give her that one. No. But I think the songwriting thing started when I was 7. I went to a garage sale with my grandma, and they had a piano there, and I started playing on it, and I told her I really want a piano. Like, this is so cool. I like it. So for Christmas, my grandpa got me a keyboard. I still have it to this day, the only keyboard I've ever had. At my house. And that's when I started. Once I had that, I would like play on it, listen to the songs that are already pre-recorded on it, and that's when I would just start writing songs to it. Like, I just liked.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just started writing. I don't know. Would do songwriting. It just literally been writing songs since, and I still have most of my songs from even when I was younger, just in books. Like, I have so many song books, just like
really old, or take inspiration from.
I don't know about the really, really old ones. I would have to look back. Maybe I would probably like them. There's one that I do like, that I do want to switch up and but even the song I just released, Better. Yeah, guys, she just released a single, Better. Yes, my song Better is out, so go listen to it. Really Better by Paris Simone. But I wrote that song when I was like 15. And like,
that's crazy.
I played it on my keyboard, like, and then years later at 21, I'm like in an actual studio with an actual producer, and he's like, what do you want to work on today? And I'm like, here's this song from
forever ago. Let's make it current.
So there is songs that if they still apply to me, if I can still relate, if they don't sound too like kiddish, then I'm like, okay, I could maybe rewrite some lyrics, I could switch this up, add this, but there's definitely songs, a lot of the songs that I will be releasing that I'm super truly excited to release are songs that I wrote years ago. But it's really fun, like, going to the studio and making fresh new ones too. But those ones come from
the amount of I'm not a songwriter. I rap and I sing.
You too.
More rap. I do, but I don't write. And so if you guys don't know, me and Paris were in a girl group a few years ago together, and called EYN, Everything You're Not. Period. And I remember, as a girl group, it was like you had the ones that could have a really technically trained in singing and vocals, and then the dancers. And I was a dancer.
Yeah, and I can dance.
You can move.
I'm not like you. Once I get comfortable, then I'm kind of good at it. But
you're first of all, it
just takes me longer though.
You just need to loosen up. But once you got it, I was like, oh, some people just like will never be coordinated. Yeah. You're coordinated and you
like I know I can.
Supernatural. Paris was the one that I would like go to for like any musical advice, because I'm like, like we would be in like music lessons and singing, and they're like, write a song about, or like we had to like write stuff, and I'm like, oh Lord, I'm like I have no idea.
Like, just put it with that.
Yeah, we would be like having to harmonize. I can't harmonize for the life of me.
Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, and I'd be like,
but you would
what's
get
my note?
Of it. Yeah, we would stand next to each other on purpose so that I could like, if she was off, I could be like,
do this, and I'm like,
and then like dancing, like the first person,
I'm like 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, so what's this part? Can I FaceTime you real quick? Is it the right leg or the left?
So we're like the perfect match, because we can just like help balance each other out.
Literally. Wait, we should talk about that, how we met.
Oh my, yeah.
Well, because it was for the group.
Yeah. Okay.
I remember.
I DM'd you.
Yeah, that's
so
what I remember.
So I remember I was got reached out to by our manager, who put this whole thing together. And she reached out to me on Instagram to be in this group. So I was in this group, and they were trying to fill 2 more spots. And they had an audition, right?
Yeah.
And anyway,
they said audition, we made it.
Yeah, you made it
on. They told us which girls.
Yes, maybe? They told us who we were looking. I remember it was like me and Sydney, and she would like she sent you singing on Instagram, and I was like, she's really good. I remember I'm gonna be kicked out of this group. I remember, I would be like, Mom, like this girl Paris is coming in the group. Like, there's no way I'm gonna survive. Like, because I was like, this is a singing group. I was like, this girl's like on her Instagram. I'm like, oh no, like I'm like, oh, there's no chance. Like I'm gonna get kicked out. I don't think, because I didn't think. Our manager at the time, like, realized, like, I can sing, but I can't, like, sing.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
But there's different, it's, like, cool, because then you get into the group and you see how important it was for you to be there.
Every part is important.
Exactly. Like, because there's things that I can't do, deeper notes I can't hit. Yeah. You got that. Like, you know.
But I remember she sent a video, and I was like, oh, shit, she's good. So I reached out to you, because I'm, like, a mom, I feel like, when it comes to, like, I'm like, well, if these people are, like, gonna be part of my life literally every day, I probably should, like, I don't know, be friends with them.
Talk to them. Yeah.
So my mom instinct, also being the oldest of the group, so I'm 27 now, you're what, 22? You just turned 22.
Yeah.
And there were even younger members on the group.
Yeah.
Younger than you.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling like, oh, I'm like the grandma
like
of the group.
At the time.
Yeah, so I felt like it was my job to like make sure everybody like, okay, this isn't a competition. Yeah. This is like a group. So let's bond together. Yeah. So I reached out to Paris and being like, hi, if you have any questions. Like but like we had kind of already been going, but we've been trying to find members forever. It felt like. Yeah. So I was like, okay, yeah, cool. Yeah. So I remember DMing you.
Yeah, I feel like that's that I remember vividly. Like I was in the car with my mom. I was like looking at your Instagram. I was like, she's so cute. Like she knows how to pose. Like period. And then the next thing I remember is our first practice together.
Yes, me too.
That was cool.
Yeah. Glendale or something.
Like seeing you guys in person, because I had kind of already talked to Sid. Yeah. But I think it was the 4 of us at that time, though. Yeah. The 5th girl wasn't there yet.
No, it was the 4.
It was just the 4. Yeah.
I mean, we had rehearsals like 3 times a week. We had to be live on TikTok. Running this account with like 3 million followers. It had then we had to go live. We had to
go do content
days. Yeah. Like it was like a full-time job. Yeah. We would in hopes that we would explode. Yeah. And obviously that didn't happen, but it's good because really fun, you're such a star by yourself that
thank you.
I'm happy. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah, and I loved that. I feel like that time was probably the happiest in my life. Like just because I love girls. I love being around girls. Right. Like, I'm a girl's girl. Right. I grew up around women. So, like, getting to be with... I already get to do what I want to do. Yeah. But I'm kind of shy. I was the only child. I've always had to, like, go do things myself. Yeah. So then I have 3 other girls with me. Right. It was like, oh, bet. Like, I feel so confident, like, knowing it's, like, I have my people, you know?
And it's just, like, so crazy because I think... in my head, like, I didn't have friends in high school. Like, I was not popular. I was somebody who had a goal to be a dancer, and I went after that. And people in a small town don't like that. Yeah. They didn't like that. I've been through that. They didn't like that. I don't know. I didn't do anything. I literally just danced. And so I didn't have a lot of friends. Yeah. So I was like, oh, this is my chance to like, and I didn't go to college. I wasn't in a sorority. I didn't have I have like my core group of friends, but like out in LA, it's so lonely. And I'd been out in LA for like 4 or 5 years at that point, joining the group. And I remember being like, I still don't have my people. And I was like, this is my chance where I can have a group of girls that be with other girls and have friends. And I feel like that group was like the first time I actually felt like I had friends, which I was like, oh wow, I'm 23 years old and I'm just now making friends. It really felt like that. Yeah. But at first, whenever I was like joining the group, I was like, I'm so like comparison, like, oh shit, she's an amazing singer. Oh, she's this. Oh, that. Oh, whatever. All me in my own head, not noticing that I also bring value. But literally for the first couple months, I'm like, how can I show up?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Instead of realizing
like
we all have something different.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we
that
just
makes
need to tap into that.
Yeah. No, for sure.
You know?
No, I feel that for sure. Like, I'm very, like you were saying, you're more comfortable with dancing. I'm more comfortable with singing. So, like, for me, it was like, I loved being in the studio with everyone. That was an easy day. Like, man, like, we in the studio, cool.
Yeah,
like,
and I'm like, my parents are going into singing. I'm like, wave. you know.
God,
right? Ride the wave.
But, like, going to dance practices.
Yeah.
And, like, you and Sid are amazing dancers. Like, I have rhythm. Like, that's all. That's it.
You were good.
So, like,
choreography, though, is not easy if you haven't grown up. Like,
it's
like
hard
I've
for me
trained,
to remember.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
I've trained choreography my entire life. That is not a skill you learn overnight.
Exactly,
just like singing is not a skill, and harmonizing is not a skill you just, like, click into.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Going to dance practices, I was, like, super nervous. Definitely just worried about the fact that I knew I wasn't gonna get it as quick as you were, like, as quick as Sid was. So I knew I had to just get what I could from you guys, but also not, like, pay attention to the fact that I look stupid doing it right now and you look great, but I'm gonna get better.
No, because you went and practice.
Exactly.
And you, like, call each other and, like, go over things.
Yeah. But and as time went on, I feel like we both got better at each of the things we were nervous about.
Yeah.
So then
we stepped into the roles, like, that, you know, a girl group, it was like, there has to be different personalities and personas and strengths and weaknesses. Because if we were all just phenomenal singers, we would be boring as fuck to watch, like, with no movement.
Yeah, exactly.
We were just, like, standing like a board. Like, so, like, all those elements were so important, and we all had different and good things to bring.
Yeah.
But I just remember I wish I could go back and, like, notice the strength that we had. Yeah. Because now I'm like, if we just all would have maybe not been in our heads so much. Yeah.
Like, it very much so, that group very much so could have been really big. Like, there's not a question in my mind. I think it was just because we're all different ages and going through different things in life. So different. And it's the first time for the things that we're going through. It was like we would be focused on the group at different times. Yeah. So then it's like no one is on the same page at the same time, and then we're clashing, and it's like,
groups are so hard. And that's why people, like, every girl group, they rotate people in and out, is because it's really hard to find that flow. Yeah. I don't think people just realize how much goes into, like, being an artist. Yeah. And we were getting paid to, like, show up every single day.
Exist.
Yeah, literally.
Like, we were literally getting paid
years of, like, hours and hours of rehearsal to get experience. I mean, I definitely learned a lot from it. Yeah. I mean, I think one of the coolest things that came out of it was the friendships that I have. Yeah. You know, like, we're sitting here doing a podcast because of that girl group. So that's really cool.
Literally. But what you were talking about earlier, about, like, you doing dancing and being in high school. Yeah. Not having, like, friends in high school. Mm. It's so crazy because you've told me this before, but I've never thought about the fact that we've had the same experience, like, in different ways, but literally the same, as you're describing it right now, how it felt was the same thing that I went through while I was in school. Right. I went to 2 different high schools. The first high school was a private school. Mm-hmm. The second one was a public school. Okay. And the private school was very small. I also live in a very small town. Yeah. So it's we're all it's the same people. You're seeing them every day. Like, I feel like everyone was so worried about everyone else. Yeah. Like, no one was
people in small towns, like, I'm sorry. Maybe it's just mine. But, like, I really feel like people just, like, stay in this box. Mm-hmm. And the only people that they have to, like, compare themselves to are, like, their small circle. Yeah. And it becomes a comparison game and, like, toxic.
No, it's genuinely weird because I think about this all the time. Like, my small town isn't that far from LA. Right. Like, it's an hour from LA, but it's completely different. Yeah. The people from my small town, a lot of them haven't gone to LA and done the things that we've done, even though it's an hour away. But like, they, like, the drama that I really see and, like, maybe care about a little bit is on, like, the shade room. And then I be, you know, you go to the club and you be right by these people. Like, you know, it's, like, different. But in a small town, it's like, your Instagram and your life is their shade room. Like, whatever they hear, it's not celebrities, it's you.
It's really sad to literally be posting on, like I posted a photo today.
Yeah.
To literally post on Instagram and know in my mind, now do I give a fuck anymore? No. Did I once? Yes.
Yeah.
But to know
there's
these people are talking shit. People are sending this photo in their DMs like, look at this bitch.
Still to this day, I literally was on the phone with my friend the other day, and still to this day, like, she was talking about how there were people like sending this girl like wanted drama with me. I was not into it. She wanted drama with me over a boy. And
oh my God.
like posted about it, like, and like put my name in there and was like, yes, Paris the singer. Like, it was funny.
When was this?
Like, recently.
What?
Like, yes.
Oh.
my boyfriend's ex.
Your man. Oh.
Yeah. So but we all live in a small town. We all grew up together. So people, if you're gonna post something about Paris, they're gonna know who you're talking about.
Everybody's gonna know it.
I also am like one of the few people in the town who is big on social media and all this stuff.
So you're famous in your town. So
obviously you want to say my name on your Instagram and like, you know, so people are literally sending it to each other in group chats and then sending it to me and telling me what she's doing. I don't even see it.
Please,
and it's random people
spreading my name because
literally I'm like, it's
giving
fine.
me more attention.
But it's random people from my town that I'm cool with, but I haven't talked to in years. Right. But they're like, it's still, you know, like,
because you're living.
It's just crazy.
A dream life.
I guess they think. I mean, I love my life. I love my life, but my life is just. I go through like I'm not.
As we're saying on Unposted, it's like the same thing.
I promise you, like like I will spend times rotting in my bed, depressed as fuck. Yeah. Like, you know, like I'm not just like. In LA,
recording all day, like
that's
what I'm like. I feel like people think that that's what we do. Like, no, I literally do my makeup to record, and then I go back into being a hobo.
Yeah, yes. Literally. Like,
I literally go and take off my
like
makeup.
I still have a normal life, and I still have to do normal things. Yes. Like, clean, cook, but I think that's what it is when people see your life. Because at one point it was like I was at school with these people, so they kind of see me. They could talk to me, whatever. But then there was a point where, like, I left school for a while to work on music. Right. I was gone for, like, a week recording music. Came back to school, and all my friends acted like they didn't know me. Like, I went up to them to say hi, and no one spoke. That's so like, so it was just
it's the little things.
It's the little things. Like, you're away now. I can't really see your energy and see how you're doing. Now I can idolize you in a way because I'm at school and you're not, and you're doing something cool. Whether I can do it or not or care to do it, you're doing something different. Either some people are going to look at that and want you to do good, and I had friends who were, like, truly supportive. Right, and then you have other people who are, like, you come back to school and they're like, oh, so you think you're the shit now?
Like, and I don't think people realize how hard that is on, like, somebody who's still developing, like, as a young kid. Like, those kids and the people that you're surrounded by growing up is your life.
And some of those friends were friends I had since preschool. Right. Like, so it's like, so you're like, matter to you. You're like my sister at this point. Like, we've gone to so many different schools together. Yeah. Like, it's just,
And it's really crazy the amount of, like, betrayal that you'll get from people who you think are your friends. Mm-hmm. And just because you're trying to pursue something that
is trying to do good.
Yeah.
And I think at the time when I looked at it, I definitely looked at it as like, these people are mean, you know? And it was mean. It was mean. But I like now, also think about it now too, like, that person, those people were also young and like didn't know. One person could have had this idea. It could have been one person that didn't like me in the group and made everybody else agree. Like it didn't even necessarily mean that everyone
like my little brother's in school, and sometimes I hear like, my little brother is in this group of friends and this happened and now they're all, you know, it takes the one cool person to like influence. Actually, we don't like her anymore.
Yeah, and everyone would be like, oh, okay, let's go bully her now. Yeah. Like, that's literally how it was when I was a kid. So, and that was just at my, like, freshman, sophomore years when it really got heavy. And then I switched schools.
Okay. Because of that?
Yeah, well, I left. I was doing a YouTube show.
Oh, cool.
I'm not going to say what it was.
No,
just
kidding.
I'll say it's fine. I did Chicken Girls. Like, I don't even know. You probably
I probably am too old.
No, you just probably haven't. I feel like I only heard about it because I was on it. But it was cool. It was a fun experience. Like
a YouTube, like, series?
It was fun. Yeah, it was like a full-on. It's a big thing. Like,
so
it's
you were
people
like,
know about it for sure. Okay. But... so I left school to do that because I was going to be on set all the time. Like, and so I was going to be like homeschooled kind of. And so I left that, did that show. Then I wasn't on that anymore. And my mom was like, well, you can either go back to the private school or you can go to another school. And I was like, please let me pick another school. Like,
so you went to public school next?
So I went to public school.
Oh, wow.
And I loved it. I loved it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Private school, because I went to private school when I was a kid. It's hard. Private school,
I feel like
my experience was very cliquey. More
for
cliquey,
sure.
Because there's not that many people. Like, it's
exactly.
small.
Yeah,
it's like you have like 4 people that you talk to.
Yeah, and all the girls like the same guy. There's always a guy of the week.
Yes.
Like when you go to a private school, a private school, we pick a new guy every month, and every girl likes him, and now we all hate each other because he likes you and not you. Like it's weird. It's weird, and the boys aren't even cute. Like it'll be like because.
They have like Cheeto
I feel
fingers.
like public school, literally, like smell like Cheetos, everything. Yeah. I feel like public school, you have more options of guys to look at. So it's like, and they're probably going to be cuter because there's more people.
Yeah.
Private school, it's like, these are the set guys. This is who it's going to be for the next 4 years.
Pick.
None of them are that cute,
We'll
but like,
rotate.
who's the cutest out of the ugly? Yeah. Like, now we're all obsessed. Like, he's the playboy. Like, in real life, it wouldn't be like that. But like,
hilarious.
It's crazy. But, I went to public school, and I didn't have no drama at public school. There were girls who would like, low-key, there's always like a girl that I was like friends with who ends up being like overly obsessed with me and then ends up like, I can't hang out with you anymore, you're creepy. That happened to me at that school, but that was one thing. But everything else was like, people knew how to mind their business. Everyone had their own life. People weren't so like on me about what I was doing and why, like, you know, they weren't trying to like, they were worried about themselves. Right. And they were just nice. Yeah. You know, like, and the people at my private school were very nice too, but it was just a different. It was like, it was easier to exist. Yeah. It was literally easier to just exist at that school and not be.
And that's how I feel like, just in a larger scale, like whenever, obviously I'm from a small town, everybody knows everybody. Yeah. Everybody knows everybody's drama. That's what they live off of is their hometown, small town drama. Literally. When I come to LA, I'm like, oh, I'm just living. Yeah. I don't like no one I've been so disconnected. You know, I love my hometown, but I'm so disconnected from that life and that drama that I'm like, how I didn't even realize I was growing up in a toxic environment.
Yeah. Like this was just.
And now I'm just living. I can choose who I want to be friends with. I can choose what drama I want to get into. I'm drama free for like 99% of the time, and I'm just floating around and hanging out with people that I want. That's literally
what I want. Like, because I still live in my small town, so it's like
you just need to come.
I need to move. Yeah,
to get out of your bubble.
I need to get out. I can't imagine because I know my life is gonna change so much once I'm just living on my own and like just in a new space. Like I know it'll feel so different, and I like my town. Like compared to LA, I love being able to drive on empty streets. Right. When no one's there because it's not late. Traffic. No one's outside. It's just me on this entire road. Like it's beautiful. Right. But with the people aspect, for sure, I definitely need like just a new beginning because it's still the same people, and I could even love those people, but it's like
and that's the thing. Like I feel like a lot of people don't even realize like you're this. You know, you have 2 million followers on TikTok, but like you're still living in your hometown and like you're still a normal
nothing
person.
Has actually changed, I feel like.
And that's I don't think people like understand like just because you're posting online for like your career doesn't mean you don't live
a normal
life, or have normal feelings, you know, maybe what you're doing isn't normal to like a lot of people, and that's fine, but like the emotions and the things that you carry day to day are the same as everybody else.
And then it's like, think about it like this, like you're going through the same things as everyone else, right? Like obviously we go through different things, but for the most part we go through the same things. And a lot of people don't put their career and what they're doing, like a lot of people's careers and their failures are private. People, even still, my failures and my successes a lot of the time right now I feel like are more private. But if you're doing social media,
if that is your life, like
people can go online and see your failures and your successes. Did you fail this week? Are your numbers low? Oh, like, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. So you have to think about both. There's new insecurities brought into just living your life. Like, and I don't know.
It's hard to like
people
go through.
Think that they know you too. Like even if your life is great and you're just not posting right now because life is great, I feel like that's kind of like you're just enjoying real life rather than online. And people will think you're failing.
Like, I know. and like there's been times where I have not posted. A couple years ago, I took literally like 6 months off because I was like, I literally cannot show up online right now. Because everything I would post would be completely fake because I'm like going through it. And people would like reach out, hey, are you posting anymore? What's going on? You know, like, it's
hey,
like,
are you good? I'm like,
and
I'm still alive.
It's like, well, do you post on Instagram all the time? Everything that you're going through? And they're like, no, but that's our job.
Who you are. At that point, when we see it as a job, these people are, because our content is us. That is who we are. We are talking about our day. We are talking about our experiences. But like from a viewer standpoint, they think that like it's so just easy to pull out your phone and record. There's a point where it's fun to just pull out your phone. You're in a good mood. You're talking about something. You're sad. You see the lesson in it. So you want to spread some, knowledge. Goodness. But there's times where you're like, fuck. Like you pull out your fucking phone and you're just like,
what do I say? I've literally opened the TikTok app and I've literally like been like, I'm gonna record something. No fucking idea what I'm gonna record. I sit with it open. And just I'm like, what am I doing?
I've literally like pulled out my phone, started recording, been talking about something, and then been like, no. I'm over it. Like I'm not gonna post that. Like I'm over it.
I think people just don't realize that having to show up online is like exhausting.
And it's literally, it's not even just, it is exhausting, but it also is just life. There's times where it's exciting and it's what you want to do. You want to tell everybody this. Like life goes like this, and it's the same thing as like life on social media. Like there's times where I want to go on live and talk about this crazy stuff and that has been happening and like all this stuff. And then there's times where I'm just like, I literally just want to lay in bed and cry. I don't want to do my hair. I don't want to take a shower. I don't and
there's also showing up. It's like getting ready and having to look a certain way, which especially as a female, like you have to show up and look a certain way, unfortunately, in this industry. And like I've literally posted on my story and I've had people be like, oh, your hair. Like, oh, well, you don't have makeup. Like, what?
That's actually crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, people will like, oh, are you okay? You look off. Oh, why? Because I don't have makeup on?
Because I didn't put on concealer today?
Like, because I'm not wearing eyelashes.
Did you hear what I was talking about? Like,
So, and I'm not even going to lie, I still struggle. Like, I do post a lot now without makeup on, and like I do these funny, stupid skits, and I actually enjoy filming those and posting those. And because I just think they're fun. I just like think they're fun and lighthearted and harmless. So whenever you post a reel, you have the choice to remove it from your page, or keep it on. For the longest time, this is recent. George, I told him this, and I was like, why do I remove all these posts from my home screen? And I know why. Because I don't look done up in it. So I had removed all my reels for the most part that I didn't look good in from my front page So when people go to my profile, they don't think they just think it's on the Reels page. I would remove that because I'm like, oh God forbid somebody sees me without makeup and thinks I'm ugly. God, like, but literally that's like what I think. Done that. So I've recently been like, fuck that. I keep them all on my page now. Mm-hmm. Whatever. Do I?
And it's like,
you know,
if someone has something negative to say about the fact you weren't wearing makeup or you had a hair that went to the right, like whatever. They're looking for that. So it's not even anyone who actually is just like a normal person who like enjoys life isn't trying to look for your faults.
I know that. And but I'm like, even like, but it's like having, I think just being in the music industry and being in that world where it's like you have to wear makeup and you have to show up and you have to look like a baddie all the time. Yeah. It's like, I can look like a baddie, but I can also look like a hobo. Yeah. And like,
I think that's honestly been the biggest struggle I've had with promoting music. Yeah. Because I always will have an idea of how to promote it, but then I think that it's not good enough. Like, it's not glamorous enough. Right. Like, my song is called Better. So I'm like, I have to look better. I have to
look like an artist.
Bigger and just like.
And we have this, like, idea of, like, an artist being this, like, beautiful, like, done up and it's God like, at all times.
In reality, I am better and I feel better, but I also look like that. I'm just I just feel chilling. Better. I'm just chilling. I'm not like
And I just like wish we could all live in that. Like shit. Doing my makeup and getting ready does make me feel better.
Yeah, it's
and
fun.
That's totally
I love
okay.
Girl time. That's like self-care. Like
yeah. But I'm still working on like getting out of that headspace of like I'm ugly without makeup on, or I'm not worthy enough to post on Instagram and nobody can see me without makeup on. You know, I've really tried to train my brain to get out of that because I grew up so differently where it's like, I'm ugly. Yeah. I'm ugly. I don't have makeup on. People are going to see me this way. They're going to look at me this way. They're going to compare the two photos. But like everybody... Come on, like 99.9% of everybody that posts these beautiful done up edited photos online does not look like that in person.
They don't even look myself like that included. When they take the picture. That's the crazy part. like they never looked like that.
They don't look like it. That's like not them.
It's not even real. Yeah.
It's not. It's not them.
Yeah.
And I don't think people realize like how much Photoshop. Whether you say you do or not, everybody, I go on and I smooth out blemishes in my face.
I'm for sure putting at least a 1 or a 2 on the Facetune. Like, it just makes the picture what it is.
Sorry,
like,
I'm
going to do it. But y'all should know, I did look good. I just didn't look like that.
I didn't look like perfect.
Yeah, but I was still looking good. But it just wasn't, you know.
But, like, come on. There's, like, people that literally, I will, like, see their photos and I will go in person. I'll be like,
yeah, like, oh, shit. And then there's people, sometimes you'll see pictures and you see them in person. This is how you know when a celebrity is like, or anyone you've seen online is actually a good person. Yeah. When you see them in person, and they still look the same. They have this glow. Yes. They just like glow. The literally, they walk that is room. Them.
It's not about the blemishes.
It's there's none. Like, you just, like, in awe. Sure. It's not because of who they are. It's just, like... How happy and glowy they look online. They walk into that room and they're that person. Yeah. Like, that's when you know. Yeah. But, the other stuff, when you see someone, I don't know. Yeah. The internet just, is fake.
Take everything you look at online with a grain of salt.
With a grain of salt. It's possible for you to do those things, so pursue that. Yes. But know at the end what they're showing off is a polished finish.
It's a highlight reel. And I know that said so much, but, like, come on, like
and it doesn't mean that that's always the case. There are also people, like we were saying, like people who glow in person and glow online. Like, there are good things that people post online not always, that is real. Yes. Like, if I'm not saying every time I post a video of me looking bomb and out with my friends and feeling good, looking good, that I'm not truly feeling that. I probably really am most of the time. I probably do feel that good and it is that fun. Yeah. But maybe it was a video from 2 weeks ago and I'm just now posting it, but now I'm depressed. Like, like,
so I was friends with Paris. We were in the girl group when her TikTok blew up. She was on live. She passed 1 million followers. And I remember that being a big moment for you.
Yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
In that moment, that was a big moment.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I want you to just kind of talk about that and tell, you know, because now it's like the content's so different.
Yeah.
From what you blew up.
Yeah.
Posting.
Yeah, literally.
And how, I think a lot of people see these people with millions of followers and think, oh, they're so happy because they have millions of followers, when it has nothing to do a lot of times with the amount of following. Maybe that's like satisfying in the moment.
Yeah.
Like I hit 1 million followers.
Yeah.
But like having that 1 million followers is not what makes Paris happy.
Yeah. At all.
Right.
Like no, like I'm so grateful for that. And like, so when I did get those followers, I was very active on social media. I was spending more time.
I was like, how I can't keep up with this girl. I didn't know how to run TikTok.
It was like COVID was happening. So like I was at home anyway. And like I was literally just on live for hours.
Literally every time
hours. Like
I would be driving to rehearsal and I'm like, this bitch is still on live.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
Driving
She's
to
gonna be late to rehearsal.
Like literally, like they're propped up on my car and I'm like, yeah, y'all, like it's crazy because when I got 1 million followers, I had just gotten out of a relationship and it was a very traumatic breakup.
Yeah.
Horrible experience for me. I was being bullied by my town again, like literally. God. And just I had friends and I had supporters, but like I didn't have this boyfriend that I spent all my time with, and now my life is like kind of really different now. And it's just, you
probably felt super alone.
I hate this person now. This person hates me. It was just a lot.
Yeah.
So being able to go online and just do my makeup and talk about my day and give advice, like it helped me get through that. Like it was so, I had these people that I don't even know personally, but like we're friends. Like they're here every day, like for hours when I'm on live talking, and they care. They're asking questions. They want updates. Like
they're literally following your life.
Same. Yeah.
You're their entertainment.
And I'm asking them about their updates, and I'm like, what happened with so and so? Like it's a real. So that was like, so that 1 million followers, like I really got to talk to a lot of those people when I was on live, and it made my life. Like it made it was so nice, and it's still nice to this day.
Sounds like that's really what you needed in that time of your life. Not for the following per se, but for the community and like that connection with.
It was so much deeper than just 1 million followers. Once I saw what it was actually doing, you know, because when I was younger, I always wanted to be like big on social media or whatever, like, but now it's finally here. At that time when I'm thinking about it, it is just about the number, 1 million followers. Like it's, you know, and then you get that 1 million followers and it's like, no, these people like dead ass make me feel better. Every day. Like it's weird.
And then beyond the number, it's like,
and then but then it's like, because it's like I still have 2 million followers now, but I don't have the same engagement because I went on every year. I feel like I go on like a 6-month break and like then I'm like kind of back on social media, and then I'm like, nah, okay, bye. Like, so it's, my engagement's not the same whatsoever. And so I think like now when people say 2 million followers, it does nothing for me. I don't feel,
you don't feel like
better because I have 2 million. It does nothing for me. Like I'm just like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like on TikTok.
It's not a part of your, it's not a part of your personality. Like it's not a personality
it doesn't
trait.
make me any more exciting now. Like, and it didn't at the time either. It literally didn't at the time. If I met someone now who had 2 million followers, hey homegirl, like, you know, like you're not, it's
and because we're around people with that much following, guys, I promise you, like 1,000 followers, 1 million followers, 5 million followers, like everybody's just a person,
literally the same. And it's like, and I always knew that I was never treating anyone differently because I had more followers, but it's like I felt more confident walking into a room because I had 2 million followers. And
whenever you go to,
y'all all seen my TikTok, you know, like now I walk into a room and it's like I still have 2 million followers, but I'm kind of just like, hey, like it's not like this dramatic thing anymore.
I remember we went to a party or an event for our girl group, and I remember for the first time, we were all like exchanging Instagrams with these other big influencers. And I remember them asking, so how many followers you got? And I'm like, oh, ha.
Because a lot, and this is a big thing I've experienced.
Yeah.
Before I had a huge following, I was still kind of in the same world with the same people because I did like little acting things, singing.
Right. So you knew these people.
So I met these social media influencers and things that like people love. And they were like, I had 5,000 followers on Instagram when I met them. Yeah. So they treated me like I didn't exist. Like, like I would, like I would go up to these people. Like, we've been working together every day. I go up to you to ask a question. And you all ignore me. Like,
it's insane how people can literally ask like how many followers you have. Like,
and then I would see them at events later after I have 2 million followers, and they're like, "Oh my god,
hey girl,
how are you?
Oh my god,
we
what are you
were
up
on
to?"
That show
you know
together.
why? It's
like,
because everybody's a fucking opportunist.
You know me now. Like it's
crazy.
because
now you provide an opportunity for them and their audience, or you to be seen on your audience. Yeah. So now your number is an opportunity for them, and that's why they treat you differently, which is
it's so confusing as that person because you know how you were treated at that time. So you, even though this person isn't in your life anymore, you still know how they treated you. And like, if you were to see them again, you're probably not going to treat them with the same pureness as you would any other person. Right. Because they've hurt you. Yeah. But then you see them again and they're so nice to you now. It's like, I'm not going to still be a bitch. Like now, hey like, girl. Hey. You don't hear nothing about them, nothing now. Like, but now the people who actually wanted it and it was just a part of their life and they weren't doing it to be better than someone. They were just
those are the people that are going to excel.
They're still working and excelling.
People can read through that shit too. Yeah. Like for the most part, like I can tell immediately if I'm scrolling on Instagram if I'm going to like or want to follow. Like I will follow a creator on TikTok even if I don't just follow big creators. I follow people that I like. Oh, I really like this girl. Yeah,
like her aesthetic.
Her
is cute.
Oh, I think she's gonna blow up.
You could have a cute tattoo. Yeah. And I'm like, wait, she's so cute.
You're like, where'd you get your tattoo?
Literally, like, yeah.
So, yeah, guys, it's really
there's a lot.
Not as it seems ever. Like,
there's especially too. Okay, another thing this is a whole different topic though. Kind of. It's kind of intertwined. Oh, yeah. But relationships while on social media. Yes. Is.
Oh, girl. That's.
Because my page. So I had a series that I got big off on social media called How to Innocently Seduce Them. Yeah. And I would teach people how to seduce their crush in an innocent way to where it doesn't look like you're doing this on purpose. It doesn't look like you're trying to flirt with him right now. You just did something that caught his attention.
It's the little things.
It's simple, but he's going to like you. He's going to think about it later, and he doesn't even think you did it on purpose.
It's like
he's
a
just
hook. What do
thinking
they call those?
about you.
Subliminal hooks.
Exactly, yeah.
It's like you do it on purpose, but like
but they don't know.
It's like nonchalant. Like
exactly. Like they're still kind of like, well, is she flirting with me or do I just like her? Yeah. Like that's what it was about. And it got really, really big, but I would also give relationship advice. Right. I've been through shitty relationships and was too gullible and got played. Yeah. I would give advice to girls on what is bullshit and what's for real. Yeah. And if he's bullshitting and you want to play him back, now I wouldn't do this now. At the time, I wasn't just giving girls advice on like how to know if a guy's playing you. I was giving you advice on how to play him back. Right. We were going to play you. This is how we're going to get him back. And he's going to think about that for the rest of his life. Like, so I was doing those types of videos. So eventually, and I was a kid. I wasn't thinking about it. Right. But then I would have like grown men responding to my videos, and they're also big on TikTok. I remember that. And they're trashing the fuck out of me, and I'm like 17 years old in my room in freaking California.
Women like this. It's like I'm still a kid.
I'm like, what? Like, you realize I said I did this because he did this, right? And that's never the answer. You should just walk away. Yeah. But I was like 17 in high school. No, I have time to play this nigga back. Like, I don't have to be the bigger person right now, okay?
You're like, no, I have time to be the bigger person.
I have time to be childish.
I have time to learn my lesson.
Yeah, and have fun. Yeah. So I would just start getting like kind of like I would have certain men like bashing me for that. Then I have to watch this video online, and now this video has 300,000 views. And there's people in the comments also talking shit. I would have my supporters that are still in the comments defending me too, which is nice. But that was a lot on my mental too.
Totally. I mean, just like bashing and negative comments in general.
Yeah. And from a grown man, like, it would be different if it was like other girls my age. Like, obviously now I know that it wasn't even personal to me why those people were doing that. It was content. Like, it didn't have nothing to do with
people
me,
like
honestly.
Post like they stitch things now and give their opinions.
Shit. Yeah, it's
controversy is how people blow up. These days, which is unfortunate.
And you don't have to blow up that way. If you want longevity, don't blow up that way.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was just weird. And, like, so then I would get into relationships and I would have the same content, still giving girls advice, not necessarily how to play a guy back, but what type of men to look out for and why you don't need to deal with their bullshit. Right. And this is the blah, 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 blah. And I had been in relationships where, like, that man, I would post that video and that man just didn't like that I was like talking shit about men. Like, they took it personally.
Oh my goodness.
Like, obviously if I'm dating you, I don't think these things about you. I'm trying to warn other people how to get in a better situation that I think I'm in. Turns out you are just like those guys and that's why you were offended. And I should have known
that's
that.
What I'm saying. Like, if anybody's offended with shit, it's probably because they're battling their own
you related a little bit.
Mental situation. You caught yourself.
Yeah. And so it was like, I was in a relationship where I have this following on social media. I post a certain type of content that people like and it's helping them. And I'm getting messages about how it's helping people and running into people in person and they're talking to me about things that this helped, you know? But I'm in a relationship where this person feels attacked by those videos or just like I shouldn't even be talking about it because I have a boyfriend now. So like I stopped making them. Like,
because somebody told you should stop.
It was just like every time.
It's probably too much.
Yeah, it was like every time. If I knew if I posted a video, this person was going to take no matter what I posted personally. And so I just stopped. I was just like, I don't even want to hear it today.
Emotionally deal with it.
Yeah, it's just like, because I obviously can't explain to you that this has nothing to do with you.
Right.
So I'm just, maybe I am wrong. Maybe it is weird that I'm talking about it. Let me just, like, not
But then you get in your head and then you don't post. And then
and then I got stuck in that and just, like,
And then I'm sure it's, like, a process of, like, okay, I want to post something, but am I going to get backlash for this? Like, you overthink everything. Like, I've posted things in the past where I'm like, oh, I'm deleting this.
Yeah. And I had to, like,
interpret it wrong.
I feel like now, before I post something, if I know it's going to be controversial, I'm like, do you care? Do you care that people aren't going to like this? Because if you're going to be sensitive and delete it later, don't even post it. Because that's embarrassing. Yeah. Leave it up and say what the fuck you wanted to say. Or don't say it at all. Yeah. Like, so I really tried to, like, stick with that now. And a lot of times it just ends up in me not posting anything at all.
Right. And then it's
like now that I've like,
especially with like cancel culture now, like everybody's like,
I've never had to deal with getting canceled. Like I've never made the
all
girls
of your stuff
mad.
is so innocent. Like, get out of here.
I only have made the boys mad. I've never made the girls mad. Right. The girls will have my back.
Well, the guys are mad for a reason
anyway. Yeah, it's like okay, like whatever. But so I've never been like canceled or had anything like that. But getting hate or like, it's so easy to like. Literally, people say this all the time, but look at one comment and you think about it for the next week. Yeah. Like, how, like, you know, like, it could be something that you've maybe thought about how you look once, but you never thought about it again.
Oh, my God.
And then someone says it in the comments.
I'm like, I hate my hairline. And then there's, like, 2 comments on it that are like, it's like in a slick ponytail. Again. Bitch, I grew up in gymnastics and dance. Like, I know a slick ponytail. Yeah. People will be like, oh, where's her hair? Is she bald? Why is she? I'm like,
and they know good and well you're not bald, but it's just like.
But it sticks with me. And then every time I'm, like, doing my hair, I'm like, oh, fuck. Do I look bald? Like, to this day, from comments years ago, to this day, I will still, like, look at myself in the mirror and be like that fucking comment. And I'm also thinking, why is that bothering me?
Yeah.
It shouldn't.
And this person, it's crazy because you could be saying that, right? That person's saying that to you and is legit bald, having hair issues, and you literally just don't know.
Like, yeah, I know. It's like you don't know.
Yeah, like people are pointing out. People wouldn't know to point out this insecurity in you if they've never thought about that insecurity in themselves. Like, it wouldn't be a thought. So it's like, once you think about it like that, it is still hard to just not fucking pay attention to it, but it also is so irrelevant to your life. I always, like, I've been thinking about it lately, like, because like you were saying earlier about posting, I don't remember exactly what it was, but I think about my page as, like, my world. Like, how you were saying you don't like to maybe post without makeup and it makes you feel some type of way. When you click on to my TikTok, when you click on to my Instagram, land. You're in my world now.
Yes.
You're hearing how my day went. You're hearing what I want to wear tonight. Like, it's not
open for discussion.
Page. Yeah, like, I can go on here without makeup. You cannot like it and not want to fuck with it. But you still chose to click on my page and be in my world.
Right.
So who's in charge? Like, you know, like,
so get off.
You don't get to control my feelings in my world and my life. And I don't know
opinions.
What's crazy is you have all these opinions about me that I'm supposed to listen to. I've never clicked on your page before. I have no idea what you look like.
I don't know who you are.
Like, why do I give you the power to make me care and feel less of myself?
Yeah.
When you genuinely don't matter to me.
Yeah.
Like, you have to think about it like that.
Right. And it's like finding that balance of, like, okay, I'm an influencer. It comes with.
Yeah,
it comes with it. Like hate and people giving their opinions back to you, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's part of the job.
Yeah.
But then also, if you're commenting on people's stuff, like, look within. Like, stop doing that shit.
For sure. Especially because, I don't know, people have other jobs. People are able to just get up, go to work, do what they do, not have to, you know, they got to worry about HR, not everybody on the internet. Like, you know, so it's just like, it's different. Like, you have to you're doing your job, just what you're supposed to do, and then you have to deal with, like, however many people, depending on how seen it is, hating on it.
Yeah.
And like, you still have to do your job and do it again the next day and whatever. It's like, it's different.
It's so different, and there's so many voices.
It is better. I would much rather be
in my own world.
It's more difficult personally.
Yeah.
To do. There's a lot
you have
of
to you have to be mentally tough, I think.
You have to be mentally stable to confidently do it over and over
it will again. I do not believe that everybody should be an influencer.
No.
I think there's a lot of, like, anybody can be an influencer these days, you know, with,
and
like,
anyone can.
And anybody can, but
should everyone have this platform?
You know, you really need to think about if that's something that you really can handle, you know, like, it's not easy.
And I think a lot of people, because it is very easy to go viral, so I think a lot of people, even, like, TikTokers from the beginning of when TikTok was big, and, like, they were always online, and now they're not. You don't know what's going on with their life. Literally. Like, they're still them, and they still have this name to them, and they're still, you know, great.
It's crazy.
But you're not getting the inside look anymore. So even these people are realizing, oh, this actually isn't for me.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I've made a bunch of money, cool. Now I'm gonna go invest in some other shit and never have to post on social media again.
Right.
It can be traumatizing.
It really is traumatizing, and it's mentally draining.
It's just mentally draining for sure.
Because it's an everyday thing.
Because even when it isn't about anyone specifically. Yeah. There's been a lot of times with social media where it's genuinely, I'm tussling with social media. It's not about any person. It's like, why is this how it is? You have apps who have certain algorithms, and they pick who is the star of the week, basically.
Oh my gosh.
Your shit's going up this whole year, this whole 2 months,
and then nothing.
Boom, now it's this person, and they're not showing your shit on the For You page.
Yeah.
Like, or they're, like, for me, it's like only I don't post innocently seducing videos. I don't really
anymore.
post stuff like that anymore.
Yeah.
Those videos are still going viral.
Dude, videos that I
my
posted.
videos now,
my stupid videos that I never wanted to go viral are still going viral.
Yeah. Like, people are still like, are you going to do a part 44? I'm like, no, I'm not.
So now you've left kind of, I would say you don't, do you consider yourself an influencer?
No.
You're a music artist.
I'm not against the name influencer, though. I know a lot of people are like, I don't want to be an influencer.
Right.
Like, I'm not.
You have a large following, but you're a music artist.
Yeah, like I'm not.
You're not necessarily showing your day-to-day.
Yeah, like
I mean, you are as an artist.
Yeah, I just want you to hear my music. Like, you know, like I'm not really giving advice anymore. If you want advice, literally listen to my songs.
Right.
It's in there. Like it's in the song.
She really writes her songs like for you to listen to, and it's not obviously like you vibe out to every song, but like you know,
if you really take in the words and the feeling from it, like Better, which is a song I just released, is like it's supposed to make you feel confident. It's supposed to make you feel powerful. It's that after you get out of a hard relationship, it's not coming out of that cave and being like, oh, like I'm really that girl. Like, I'm better. Like, I'm so much better. This dude I have is so much better. He treats me better. He knows me better. He does me better. Like, everything is better. Yeah. So I have songs like that where it's like, you know, I want you to feel that, and I want you to have fun to it and feel cute to it and do that to it. But, like, also think about that when he texts you on Monday night and you're bored. Like, then play that song when you want to text him back. Like, no, I'm dead ass doing better, you know? And then I have songs that are about heartbreak or even just about life being hard. And just, like, I've gotten to the point I've never been shy for people to listen to my songs. Right. And they've been deep songs, but they were always about a heartbreak, about someone else hurting me or something. Right. I feel like a lot of the songs I'm working on right now are more about, like, me hurting myself. Yeah. Like, it has nothing to do with anyone now. Like, now it's me, like, having to grow up. Like, and I'm, like, when it comes to those songs, I definitely get shy. I'm, like, because I don't want people to think I'm, like, depressed.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be like, are you good? Like,
depression. Yeah. But I feel like.
But it's just real. Like, it's real. I feel like that in those moments, but I still love my life. Like, this is just a section of it that I'm hurting in.
Maybe it was a little bit more difficult than others. And I think, you know, we all go through our phases in life, and everything influences the future. Like, your past influences, like, what you're going to do and, you know, for your music now. Yeah. And music is such a beautiful thing, and that's why I love it, is because, like, I don't think people, like, you know, especially as an artist that writes her own music, like, it really is coming from your experiences and, like, the shit you've been through. Yeah. And that's what I love about it, is, like, when I do actually open up and let people hear it, and they're like, I relate. Like, I felt that in my soul, like, crying to my song, and I'm just like, how could I ever not do that? Like, how could I ever not do music? I don't know. But, so I'm an artist. All of my songs are pretty personal. Even if they're more upbeat and fun, like, they came from somewhere. Like, it means something. Right. I love music. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I'm good at expressing myself, and I can express how I feel, but like, without any, like, doubts, it's gonna come from a song. Like, you know, that's how I might tell you how I feel, and it might be but you'll feel it.
But if I sing it to you, you're really gonna know how I feel. Like, you're gonna feel how I feel. When I'm telling it to you, you can understand me, maybe, but you still have your own emotions. But when you hear the progressions that I chose to play on this keyboard with these words, you're gonna feel that in your chest. Like, you know. So I love it. I love that you're an artist that, you know, kind of wears her heart on her sleeve. Like, you're an open book, which I'm very happy you came on Unposted, kind of talk about your life and things that you don't post. Now I'm doing this thing with all of my guests where I want you to pull up a photo on your Instagram and pick something that, you know, maybe looks glam, glitz, whatever it is, but maybe this happened this morning. Maybe you were running late and had the worst morning. Maybe you went through a breakup. Maybe you know, whatever it is. I've had my fair share of things I've posted where I literally am like, oh, I look pretty in this. It's an old photo. And I'm like laying in bed crying. Like, it's in the moment is rare. So for this picture, I feel like I look so, obviously I look cute. Like, it's a really cute outfit.
Yeah.
I look confident. I look like, you know, you're out living your life, whatever. But with that day when I wore that outfit, I was so excited. I was going on a date with my boyfriend at the time.
Yeah.
And I was so excited to wear it. I thought it was so hot, like, so cute. And I, like, got out the car, and he was just like, you're not gonna fix your pants. Like, are you gonna, like, like,
are you serious?
Was
not like you look amazing?
No, none of that. And that happened a lot throughout. But I feel like I was being really broken down.
Yeah.
And I feel like before meeting them,
I
had built my confidence up so high.
Yeah.
But,
I know.
And it was just like,
well, broken people tear broken people down.
Yeah.
Broken people tear people down.
Yeah, exactly.
To get on their level.
Literally, so that they feel more comfortable in the shitty position they're in. And I literally was just letting someone do that to me every day.
Yeah.
But still, like, trying to give advice online.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that sucked. That's how I felt probably in that moment. But
yeah,
I'm better now.
Fellas, this is why you fucking compliment your females, your women.
Compliment your girls.
Because, like,
or at least
we just want to feel special.
Don't get in a competition. Don't get in a relationship with a woman if you feel like you're at some point going to want to compete with her.
Yes.
Because
it's not a competition.
It's not. You're my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like, you're not the homegirl who got some envy going on. Like, there should be nowhere for us to compete. You should want me to look amazing and feel amazing.
And it's a reflection of him.
Exactly.
Yes.
That is the biggest thing ever. If you're a man in a relationship and your girl is, like, feeling down, just has a bad attitude, you feel like she's nagging you all the time, that is a reflection of how you treat her. Because that is not even our natural state to be like that.
No,
women
it's
are
not.
very feminine and soft and nurturing. Yeah. If there's a defense put up, it's for a reason, and you're doing something wrong.
Yes.
It's not because she's just a crazy bitch.
No.
Like,
that's why I hate the men replying to your shit. Like, shut the.
Yeah. Luckily now
we are soft, like.
Yeah, and it's good now meeting, like, now we're both with men that actually, like, let us be soft and like feel beautiful and just be girls. Like, I'm just a girl that's literally my life. Like, now it's like literally the shit. But like
if I need something, I'm like, hey,
like, babe,
George.
Every time I open like a Chick-fil-A packet, I'm like, can you open it?
No, I literally can't like open my water bottle anymore. Like, I'm like. I hey, can you open this? Like,
I just hand everything over. Like, why would I open anything?
Even if I can do it, I still just have him do it for me.
Why
would we do anything anymore?
Yeah, I'm just here to eat and look cute and love you.
But no, I get the relationship stuff.
Yeah.
I've been through divorce, and you were there through that whole process for me.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
But I mean, I posted shit online, and it's like, oh, nobody would have no idea I was going through this.
Yeah.
So.
And it's so cool. I'm so grateful that, like, we had each other just, like, through all of those moments. Because it's like, when I was telling you to leave that situation, I know I was explaiing to you, like, there's so many, you're young still.
I know, and at the time, I was like, I'm never going to find somebody.
She's like,
and here I am.
I'm 25. I'm never going to get, I'm like, girl, you're going to be good. I promise. It's like, I can see it already for you. So now to, like, be here with you now, like,
it's crazy.
Look back at that moment, it's like, it's so great.
It's
like,
so great, and I'm glad we're both in, like, healthy relationships with good men.
Yeah.
And we've learned a lot.
Yeah. Social
media and influencing and music artists, life. Gosh, you learn so much from it.
And obviously, like, with my music, I want to be able to build a big community again and for my music to reach more people, and I want to be able to give advice. Like, I don't want to just throw that away and not have that connection with people, because I've experienced that connection through a phone, and I want to
community.
do that more. I want to help people.
That's why I started this, and that's why I'm having you on this, because I know you have a lot to share and a lot to offer people, and you're somebody that I feel like your DMs are open for people, and for problems, and if people have questions.
Literally, I'm always DMing y'all like,
right?
My boyfriend did this last week. I'm like, girl, leave him. No,
yeah, you're like, that's the only advice I have for you. Get the fuck out.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm all open for healthy relationships and knowing when you're maybe the problem and when to stay in a relationship because you may be overthinking. But, you know, I do love for my DMs to be open to everyone to just help. I want my music to give advice for people on not only your feelings are welcome here, but I'm also going to give you a little bit of advice and push to like move on from this.
Tough love.
Yeah, like let's let it go and move on.
Yeah.
Because that's how I feel when I write a song. Mm-hmm. If I feel something and I can't get over it, once I write, I could be feeling that for months. Once I write that on a piece of paper and I write that song about you or the situation, I'm over it. I let it go. It feels good. It's a relief.
Yeah.
So I want that same feeling for others when they hear my music.
Right.
So I know that, like, I want growth with that and more attention on that. Right. So I don't want to just bash everything that I went through, because all of that, the bad and the good, is preparing me for like that. Like it's not social media's fault. It's not just these people's fault. Like that's just life. This is what we want to do as a career. This is what it comes with. Great that I've gone through that, and now when I go through it again, because it'll probably happen again, now it's not gonna hurt me as much, you know. So I'm grateful for all of that. I love social media for, you know, how much it allows people to just speak up and say their truth and connect with people and let people know that
it can be a really beautiful place for that.
Yeah,
for
like
connection.
you can see people going through what you're going through now, and rather than thinking you're just going through it by yourself. Exactly. Because no one in your town relates, you know. But like, you know, there's also bad with everything, and that we just have to like know and control ourselves and our reactions.
Don't let something dull your shine. Like, why would you let somebody that you've never seen before in real life
literally
affect you? And I'm guilty of this. Like, I still have things that affect me that are out of my control. I don't know you, I don't know this person, and they said this, and it does affect me, but really, really fighting that urge to let it
and I think
control you.
Knowing what you're doing it for. What is your purpose? You just want to be on social media and have followers? That's going to drain you out. If you have a specific purpose, a specific message overall that you just want people to get, it could be the smallest, simplest thing. Right. If you know what that is and that's how you're trying to connect with people, everything else is going to be easier to just blow away, like brush off, you know, because it's not a part, they don't know what your goal is. It's not a part of the process. Like you don't even get the bigger picture. So why would I look at what you have to say? Right. You know, like have a purpose. Yeah. Know what the goal is, and it will help you literally accomplish anything. Stick with God and know the goal, know his goal for your life.
His plan is not your plan.
Exactly.
We could go on a whole
that's a whole different conversation, but literally just know what he has planned for you and work with that, work for you. And all the little bumps in the road are just the process, and you'll appreciate it later and you'll laugh about it later. It sucks right now, but you'll get over it. I promise.
Now
life goes on. Like I swear.
We literally laugh.
Now I'm laughing about the things I used to cry about.
Yes. How funny. Well, let's see. Your Instagram. If you want to shout out your IG.
All my social media, Snapchat, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube is It's Paris Simone, ITZPARIS.
We'll have it linked below.
Yes. And listen to my new song, Better.
It's really good.
I really, really love it. It's really fun. And it's out now, called Better. And also a song that I released before it called I Already Know, which is a really fun vibe as well. I really, really love that one. So y'all should check it out.
I sing both of them around my house.
Thank you, girl. We love to hear it. We love to hear it. Yeah, just check me out and stay tuned for more
And I'll
music.
Definitely have you back, because we have a lot more stuff to unpack. Guys, thank you guys for tuning into another Unposted podcast. Today was cool. I'm glad that you came on.
Love y'all. Love you. Thanks for having me on, for real. Like, I'm so happy. I'm so excited to see it grow.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the first episode.
I love it.
My first guest episode.
I get to say I was the first on the Unposted podcast. Like,
we need the bloopers of this one.
No, for sure.
All right, guys, we're gonna go finish this mango mimosa. So
yeah.
Bye.
Bye.